One innovation lab closes while another one opens. Ann and I have some personal experience with these next two headlines, so we're excited to talk about this.
Opening some old wounds.
Yep. Pouring some salt in, and pouring some salt. Got the Mortons out, and it's ready to go. Two companies this week embarked on drastically different approaches when it comes to innovation. According to the Wall Street Journal, Walmart shut down its store number 8 innovation hub, saying that many of the ideas incubated inside store number 8 have either, quote, been adopted by the wider company or shut down as misses. And yet, conversely, Target-owned Shipt, according to Chain Storage, has opened up a new innovation lab where Shipt will conduct experiments and research that includes things like drone delivery and fulfillment, personalization, my personal favorite, no pun intended, immersive shopping experiences in virtual environments such as the metaverse and gaming platforms. Manola, oh, I can't even say that last one with a straight face. What's your take on innovation labs? Are they the right way to drive innovation?
Listen, I think collectively not the most optimistic group on the innovation lab front. I can't think of many examples where they've been successful in actually delivering a meaningful innovation, right? Kind of disjointed from the business, feels like a sinking of capital. Well-intentioned, sounds nice. It's a great place to talk about AI. Everyone's trying to, pull AI into something or other. But frankly, it lacks meaningful impact to the business, right? What does that mean to kind of rethink the shopping experience via the metaverse? Like, what does that even mean, right? So I'm not a huge proponent personally, and I haven't seen many successful cases.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder, like, why in a public statement you're talking about the metaverse for your innovation lab. That immediately raises an eyebrow, and you're shaking your head already. I haven't really talked to you about this story. We kind of talked with Manola and Michael before we started, so I kind of know where their heads at with it. But where do you come down on innovation labs, having been part of a very big one in your previous career prior to OmniTalk?
Chris, I'm going to quote two of my favorite artists, Justin Vernon and Taylor Swift, in the appropriately named song Exile, when we say, I think I've seen this film before, Chris, and I didn't like the ending. We know from experience, especially Chris, when Shipt is saying that you're bucketing technology like the metaverse in with personalization and some of the things that I do think Shipt is valid in trying to dive deeper into what makes them differentiated from all the other third-party logistics providers out there, which is the personal shoppers. Like, yes, invest in technology to make that shopping experience better for your personal shoppers, better for the customers. But as long as it's bucketed in with things like the metaverse, unfortunately, that's subject to being on the chopping block right away.
Yes.
And you're tied into other like non-ROI increasing innovations. Like, this is not going to bode well. You have to be championed by the right people. You can't be a separate tentacle of the business. You have to be part of the business itself. And so unfortunately, I think Walmart's doing the right thing here, knocking it out, bringing those people into the business. And Shipt, I appreciate them, but I don't think this is a good move.
Yeah, and you have to believe too that that's the product manager's job, right? Is to create new product efficiencies that make the Shipt experience better. So why do you need an incubation lab to do that? If metaverse is part of that, that should just be part of their job day to day. But Michael, jump in here. What are your thoughts?
I totally agree with what you're all saying. I think you cannot force innovation. And when you try to force innovation, you almost get this fake innovation. And as I was as I was hearing what you were all saying, I was thinking of like, if you want to start a band, you can't pick 4 baseball players or 4 football players, put them in a garage and say, go play music and get me new music. I mean, maybe they can play music, maybe they can play instruments, but you just don't know. And I truly think innovation rests in the people that are driving the business, producing new product, designing new product, and sometimes it comes from really the most unexpected places. So it's almost like if you set up this skunk works type atmosphere, it just feels very forced, and then it turns into chasing the bright, shiny objects. And that's what I was hearing when I was reading all of these articles about the announcements. It's sort of like, we're going after AI, we're going after computer learning. Customers want to have this ubiquitous access to product. And it's sort of like, okay, yeah, they do, but you can't force innovation. It has to be sort of a natural occurrence that these outfits, I just don't think are productive and effective.
Yeah, the points I agree with everything everyone said. The points I would add to it, and it was interesting, and I talked to you a little about this. I wrote an article in Forbes about it this morning. We interviewed Pratibha Rajashekar, the VP. I can't remember if she's SVP or VP of stores of automation and innovation at stores and DCs at Walmart last week. And as I was doing that interview, what struck me was, holy crap, Walmart's taking a really smart approach to innovation because they have her existing in the business and it's her job to drive innovation on this front. And she walked through 3 areas of innovation and she did it very clearly: AR, ESLs, drones, and all of them made a ton of sense. And she was incredibly articulate about it. And I said to myself, God, I wonder what this means for store number 8. And then like 2 days later, they're shutting it down, which the other point it brings up is, this is the last bastion of Mark Lowry's imprint on Walmart. I think it's now been effectively washed away. And a lot of store number 8 was started kind of under his guise or his lens, from my understanding of it. And you had a lot of these kind of like skunk works projects that didn't make a lot of sense. And it seems like Doug McMillon's been smart to wash them away, because that's the most important thing from my experience is, to be a truly innovative company, it has to be supported from the top down, from the CEO. And that's what McMillon has shown. That's what Ferner shows. That's what Bezos shows at Amazon. That's how they go about it. That's how they approach that. And so that's the fundamental lesson here. Because you're right, Ann. I think if you're on an innovation team, enjoy the fun work now. Enjoy the metaverse experiments now, because chances are you're going to be on the chopping block at some point when the board comes through and says, hey, you need to cut costs. And there's a lot of layoffs going on in the industry. So it's not a good or safe place to be.